Welcome to Draphics. In this series, we're breaking down blend modes inside the Affinity Suite. Each mode changes how layers interact, and understanding them can save you time and give you more control over your designs. Let's start by exploring the Darken group. The Darken mode compares each pixel of the blend layer and the base layer and keeps whichever is darker. In other words, the formula is simple. Result equals the minimum of the two values. On the top row, with normal mode, the black, white, red, green, and blue blocks sit fully opaque on the background. On the bottom row, with darken mode applied, black remains visible since it's darker than everything behind it. White disappears completely because it's lighter than every background pixel. The red, green, and blue rectangles only show where their tones are darker than the mountains and sky, letting the lighter background areas shine through. Darken is useful when you want to remove light areas from an overlay, blend shadows, or add grunge textures without affecting already dark regions. The multiply mode takes the pixel values of the blend layer and the base layer and multiplies them together. The formula is result equals base multiplied by blend, calculated on a scale from 0 to 1. The effect is always equal to or darker than the original. White, which equals 1, leaves the base unchanged. Black, which equals 0, turns everything to black. Mid-tones darken the image proportionally. On the top row, normal mode shows black, white, red, green, and blue rectangles sitting fully opaque over the mountains. On the bottom row, with multiply applied, black stays solid, white becomes invisible, and the colored rectangles blend naturally with the background. The red, green, and blue tints mix with the landscape, darkening it while preserving color information. Now, how is this different from Darken? Darken simply chooses whichever pixel is darker and discards the lighter one. Multiply, on the other hand, blends the two by multiplying values. The result is smoother, more photographic, and behaves like layering ink on paper rather than a strict pixel comparison. Multiply is widely used to add shadows, depth, or texture overlays while maintaining realistic color blending. Color burn darkens the base by boosting contrast. The math divides the inverse of the base by the blend, which makes shadows richer and colors more saturated. White has no effect. Black turns everything black. Linear burn darkens by subtracting blend brightness from the base. This lowers overall luminance evenly. Shadows deepen but without the heavy saturation of color burn. White does nothing. Black still turns everything black. Let's compare these with Darken and Multiply. Darken only compares pixels and keeps the darker one. Multiply blends smoothly by multiplying values, giving a natural ink effect. Color burn increases contrast and saturation in dark areas. Linear burn reduces brightness more evenly with flatter color. Color burn versus linear burn. Color burn is more dramatic, with deeper shadows and more color intensity. Linear burn is more restrained, with less saturation but consistent darkening. Darker color is different. Instead of complex math, it simply compares the total brightness of blend and base and keeps whichever is darker. Unlike Darken, which compares each RGB channel separately, darker color works on the composite brightness, so results are simpler and sometimes less precise. That wraps up the Darken group of blend modes. In the next video on Draphics, we'll explore the Lighten group and see how they work in contrast.